Are you feeling overwhelmed by the endless scrolling, negativity, and comparison that social media often brings into your life? What if I told you there's an ancient philosophy that can help you not just survive, but thrive in the digital age? Stick around as we uncover the Stoic way of mastering social media while protecting your peace of mind. But before we dive in, if you're passionate about self-improvement and finding peace in this noisy world, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Your journey to a calmer, more focused mind starts here. 1. Accept the nature of social media. Social media is a space you can't fully control. It's filled with diverse opinions, posts, and behaviors. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our power, like how we interpret and react to the content we see. For example, if you encounter negative comments or posts, remind yourself, this is outside my control, but how I respond is up to me. Practical tip: when you see something upsetting online, take a deep breath and ask, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, you'll realize it's better to move on. 2. Set clear intentions. Ask yourself, why am I on social media? Without clear intentions, it's easy to get lost in endless scrolling. Are you here to connect with friends, learn something new, or share your creativity? By defining your purpose, you can engage meaningfully and avoid being overwhelmed. Practical tip: write down your top 3 reasons for using social media and check in with them regularly. For instance, if your goal is to learn, prioritize following educational accounts and set a timer to avoid falling into the trap of random scrolling. 3. Limit your time. Social media is designed to keep you hooked, but Stoicism reminds us that time is one of our most valuable resources. Wasting it on mindless scrolling can pull you away from meaningful pursuits. Set boundaries for how long you engage with social platforms each day. Practical tip: use features like screen time trackers or apps that limit usage. For example, dedicate 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening to check your social accounts, and spend the rest of your time focused on other priorities. 4. Mute negativity. You have the power to curate your feed. If certain accounts or posts bring negativity into your life, don't hesitate to mute, unfollow, or block them. Stoics remind us to guard our peace and not let others disturb it unnecessarily. Practical tip: regularly audit your following list. Ask yourself, does this content add value to my life? If the answer is no, take action. It's not about avoiding reality, but protecting your mental well-being. 5. Control notifications. Constant notifications can pull you out of focus and add unnecessary stress. A Stoic mindset encourages you to stay in the moment and not let external distractions dictate your attention. Practical tip: turn off non-essential notifications. For instance, only keep alerts for direct messages or important updates while silencing likes, comments, or random suggestions. This small step can significantly improve your focus and reduce anxiety. 6. Practice mindful scrolling. Social media often feels like a bottomless pit, but Stoicism encourages mindfulness in every action. Instead of scrolling mindlessly, approach it with intention. Engage meaningfully with posts, avoid impulsive reactions, and focus on content that aligns with your values. Practical tip: before opening any social media app, set a purpose for your session, such as learning something new or catching up with a specific person. When you feel tempted to scroll endlessly, pause and remind yourself of your purpose. 7. Embrace discomfort. Negativity or disagreement online can be uncomfortable, but Stoicism teaches that challenges are opportunities to practice patience and resilience. Instead of reacting emotionally to negative comments or posts, view them as exercises in emotional strength. Practical tip: when you come across something triggering, step back and count to 10 before responding, or don't respond at all. Reflect on whether the issue truly warrants your energy. Often, silence is the most powerful response. 8. Detach from validation. Social media often fuels the need for external validation through likes, shares, and comments. Stoicism reminds us to seek value in our own actions and virtues rather than relying on others' approval. Your self-worth isn't defined by numbers on a screen. Practical tip: before posting, ask yourself, am I sharing this because it aligns with my values, or am I seeking validation? Focus on expressing yourself authentically and let go of the outcome. 9. Engage positively. The Stoics believed in contributing to the greater good. Instead of fueling negativity, use social media as a platform to inspire, uplift, and educate. By spreading positivity, you create a ripple effect that not only benefits others, but also reinforces your own peace. Practical tip: make it a habit to leave thoughtful comments or share uplifting messages. For example, compliment someone's creativity or share an article that could help others grow. Small acts of kindness can transform your digital experience. 10. Pause before responding. In the fast-paced world of social media, it's easy to react impulsively to comments or posts. However, Stoicism emphasizes reflection and measured responses. By pausing before you reply, you can avoid unnecessary conflict and maintain your composure. Practical tip: when you feel the urge to respond to a post or comment, take a moment to breathe and ask yourself, will my response add value or escalate tension? If it's the latter, it's better to let it go. 11. Focus on your values. Social media can distract you from what truly matters. Stoicism encourages you to live in alignment with your core values, whether they involve kindness, integrity, or personal growth. Let these values guide your interactions online. Practical tip: write down your top 3 values and keep them in mind whenever you engage on social media. For instance, if one of your values is respect, ensure your comments and posts reflect that, even in the face of negativity. 12. Practice gratitude. It's easy to feel envious when you see highlight reels of others' lives on social media. Stoicism teaches the power of gratitude, focusing on what you already have rather than what you lack. This mindset can help combat feelings of inadequacy. Practical tip: when you catch yourself comparing, pause and write down 3 things you're grateful for in your life. For example, instead of envying someone's vacation post, appreciate the small joys in your daily routine. 13. Don't take things personally. Negative comments or opinions online often reflect the commenter's inner struggles, not your worth. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control others' behavior, but we can control how much weight we give to their words. Practical tip: when you encounter criticism, view it objectively. Ask yourself, does this feedback align with my values or help me grow? If not, let it slide without letting it affect your peace of mind. 14. Limit comparisons. Comparing your life to others' highlight reels on social media can lead to feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction. Stoicism teaches us to focus inward, on our own progress and growth, rather than measuring ourselves against others. Practical tip: regularly remind yourself that social media often shows only the best moments, not the full picture. Shift your focus from comparison to self-improvement by celebrating your own milestones, no matter how small. 15. Practice digital minimalism. A cluttered feed can overwhelm your mind and pull you in countless directions. Stoicism values simplicity and intentionality, which you can apply by decluttering your digital space and prioritizing quality over quantity. Practical tip: unfollow accounts that no longer align with your values or goals. Replace them with content that inspires or educates you. For example, follow creators who share meaningful insights rather than those who promote constant consumption. 16. Reframe FOMO, fear of missing out. Social media often amplifies the fear of missing out, making you feel like you're falling behind in life. Stoicism encourages you to focus on the present moment and recognize that you can't participate in or control everything. Practical tip: when FOMO strikes, reframe it as an opportunity to appreciate where you are. For example, instead of lamenting over not attending an event you saw online, focus on the meaningful experiences you can create in your own time and space. 17. Focus on quality over quantity. Social media often emphasizes more followers, more likes, more posts. However, Stoicism encourages us to value depth and meaningful connections over superficial numbers. It's better to have a small circle of genuine interactions than a massive audience with no real engagement or impact. When you prioritize quality, you create a digital presence that aligns with your values and fosters true connection. This approach not only reduces the pressure of constant posting, but also enhances your overall experience on social platforms. Practical tip. Instead of posting frequently for the sake of visibility, focus on crafting thoughtful, valuable content that resonates with your audience. For instance, share a well-written blog post, a meaningful reflection, or an insightful comment on someone else's post. Curate your follower list, engaging more deeply with accounts that bring value to your life, rather than following hundreds of irrelevant profiles. Ask yourself before engaging, does this add value to my or someone else's experience? If the answer is no, it's okay to skip it. By focusing on quality over quantity, you'll create a social media experience that feels purposeful, manageable, and aligned with your personal growth. 18. Embrace silence and stillness. In the constant hustle of social media, silence and stillness can seem rare and even uncomfortable. However, Stoicism values the power of inner peace and reflection. The digital world often pushes us to constantly consume, create, and react, leaving little room for quiet moments. Yet it is during moments of stillness that we can reconnect with ourselves, reflect on our experiences, and cultivate mental clarity. By embracing silence on social media, you practice intentional disengagement, allowing yourself the space to rest, rejuvenate, and reflect. This practice helps you resist the pressure of always being on and constantly having something to share or respond to. Practical tip. Schedule digital detoxes. Dedicate specific times each day or week to disconnect from all social media platforms. For example, you might choose to not check your social media for the first hour after waking up and the last hour before going to bed. This helps create a boundary between the digital and the real world. Engage in offline activities. Fill the silence with activities that nourish your well-being, whether that's reading, journaling, meditating, or taking a walk. These moments of peace allow you to return to social media with a clearer mind and stronger sense of self. Practice mindful social media consumption. Before scrolling, take a few moments to breathe and center yourself. Check in with how you're feeling. Are you scrolling to avoid something, or are you genuinely engaging? This self-awareness will help you make better decisions about your time online. By embracing moments of silence and stillness, you nurture your inner peace and protect your mental health, aligning with Stoic principles of mindfulness and reflection. These practices help you disengage from the constant noise of social media and return to a more balanced, intentional way of living. 19. Cultivate patience and long-term perspective. In the instant gratification world of social media, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of immediate results, whether it's likes, comments, or viral content. However, Stoicism teaches us to focus on long-term growth and to practice patience. Instant rewards might feel good in the moment, but true fulfillment comes from consistent effort, long-term goals, and resilience in the face of setbacks. On social media, this means not getting discouraged by slow progress or comparing your journey to others' success. By cultivating patience, you remind yourself that success, whether it's growing an online presence or achieving personal goals, is built over time. Practical tip. Set long-term goals. Instead of focusing on short-term milestones, like getting a certain number of likes or followers, set long-term goals that align with your values. For example, if you're a content creator, aim to build a community or to produce valuable content consistently. Celebrate small wins. While focusing on the long term, celebrate small victories along the way. Whether it's a thoughtful comment, a post that resonates with your audience, or a personal milestone in your digital journey. Resist the urge for instant gratification. When you feel impatient for immediate results, remind yourself that meaningful success requires persistence. Challenge the impulse to chase quick rewards and instead focus on the satisfaction of progress. By practicing patience and focusing on the long term, you'll find more sustainable joy and fulfillment in your digital life. This Stoic approach will keep you grounded and resilient in the face of challenges and setbacks that inevitably arise in the world of social media. 20. Recognize the impermanence of social media trends. In the fast-paced world of social media, trends come and go, often causing people to feel pressured to keep up with the latest fads. However, Stoicism encourages us to understand and accept the impermanence of all things, including digital trends. Social media trends are fleeting and often serve as distractions from what truly matters in life. By recognizing this, we can avoid getting swept away by the noise and focus on what aligns with our long-term values and goals. When you recognize the transitory nature of trends, you free yourself from the anxiety of having to constantly chase the next big thing. Instead, you can engage with social media in a more intentional and balanced way, focusing on what brings value to your life rather than what's simply popular. Practical tip: focus on timeless content. Create and consume content that aligns with your core values rather than jumping on the latest trend. For example, if your focus is personal growth, post or read content that adds to your development, regardless of whether it fits into a trending hashtag. Be selective about trends you engage with. When a new trend arises, take a moment to assess whether it aligns with your personal values and goals. Engage only with those trends that serve a larger purpose in your life or work. Let go of the urge to keep up. When you find yourself feeling left out of a trend or pressured to conform, remind yourself that trends are temporary, and your worth is not determined by being part of them. Focus instead on your unique path and the things that matter most to you in the long run. By understanding the impermanence of social media trends, you can free yourself from the constant cycle of chasing novelty and maintain your peace of mind. This Stoic mindset helps you to resist external pressures and remain grounded in your own values, creating a more fulfilling digital experience. Conclusion: applying Stoic wisdom for a healthier relationship with social media. In today's world, social media is an inescapable force, shaping how we communicate, learn, and even perceive ourselves. However, as with any tool, its impact on our lives depends on how we choose to engage with it. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers invaluable guidance for maintaining inner peace, emotional resilience, and a sense of purpose amidst the constant noise of the digital age. By applying Stoic principles to your social media habits, you can create a healthier, more intentional relationship with these platforms. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, while accepting what we cannot control, such as the opinions of others or the unpredictable nature of the digital world. By shifting our mindset, we move from reacting impulsively to cultivating a more thoughtful and balanced approach to social media. By embracing key Stoic practices such as focusing on what truly matters and letting go of the need for validation, practicing mindfulness to engage with content purposefully, accepting the impermanence of trends and the fleeting nature of digital fame, cultivating gratitude, patience, and resilience, we can transform the way we interact with social media, ensuring that it supports our growth rather than detracts from our peace. Social media doesn't have to be a source of stress or comparison. It can become a tool for connection, learning, and personal development, provided we engage with it mindfully and purposefully. As you incorporate Stoic principles into your digital life, you'll discover that social media doesn't define your worth or your sense of well-being. Instead, you'll find that your internal peace and happiness are built on how you choose to respond to the digital world, not how it shapes you. In the end, the Stoic approach to social media invites us to be masters of our digital presence, not passive participants in its noise. By staying true to our values and practicing self-discipline, we can navigate the complexities of the digital age with clarity and calm, creating a more fulfilling and intentional online experience.